In late December 2016, the UN Security Council declared the area known as the West Bank occupied Palestinian territory. But do the Jewish people have their own claim to the land, known in the Bible as Judea and Samaria? Here's CBN News Middle East correspondent Julie Stahl.
More than 400,000 Israelis live in Judea and Samaria, an area much of the world calls the West Bank or occupied territories. Israel argues the land is not occupied, but disputed because it was never a modern country and its status has never been resolved. In 1967, Israel took back this area known as the biblical Heartland in the Six-Day War.
It wasn't just about a victory in a war. This was a return to our roots.
This is the modern-day community of Beit-el. Established in 1977, it's home to some 6,500 Israelis. It's in the same area and named after its biblical ancestor Beit-el, also known as Bethel, the house of God. 4,000 years ago, the Bible says Jacob dreamed of a ladder to heaven, and God appeared to him and promised him the land of Israel to him and his descendants. Settling the land wasn't easy. It was barren and rocky. Initially, the government didn't approve, but Israelis from all sides of the political and religious spectrum supported the idea.
And I believe then almost the entire population of Israel was with us.
The first settlement was Kfar Etzion, first established in 1927, some 20 years before the State of Israel. Arabs destroyed Kfar Etzion 3 times over the years. The 1948 siege led to the evacuation of women and children and an eventual massacre of the fighters left behind. The young evacuees, like Jerry Katz, never lost the hope they would one day return. The government allowed them to do so in 1967.
As little children, we said that we're going to return. Like little children repeat stories all the time to make it, maybe they think it's going to become true, and they repeat it. But this time, it really did become true.
Even with this history, the settlements remain under attack. While some of the communities are isolated, others are much closer to sometimes hostile Arab villages and cities. Some are small, others have thousands or tens of thousands of residents, commercial centers, schools, and swimming pools. If Israel gave up this land, especially Samaria, it would be just 9 miles wide in some places. Military experts say the Jewish state would be indefensible.
It's not the settlements that are stumbling block for the peoples of the world. It's the establishment of the settlement of a Jewish state in the Middle East that is a stumbling block in the eyes of the nations of the world.
Many supporters point out that almost all Israeli settlements are built on state, not private land. And there is confusion when Palestinians claim sovereignty there.
It's very important to understand that the personal property ownership rights of the Arabs have been completely respected. But we don't agree that they have sovereign rights to this land.
At one time, many Israelis were ready to give up the land in return for the promise of peace. Now, after Israel uprooted 21 Jewish communities in the Gaza Strip and 4 in the northern West Bank in the 2005 disengagement, they've changed their minds.
The wake-up call has sent a message to all Israelis that settlements are not the root cause of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, and certainly not an obstacle for peace. The message to the terrorists has been that not only is terrorism paid off, but in fact you get more and more recognition by the international community.
Although the United States has had a long-standing policy against settlements, Israel believes that may be changing under President Trump. Years ago, Trump even gave a donation to Beit-el. And while much of the world is still pushing Israel to give up its biblical heartland, those who live there hope they can continue reclaiming their biblical heritage. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Judea and Samaria.